The Farmer and the Snake. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled in the rolling hills, there lived a kind-hearted farmer. His days were spent working diligently in the fields, tending to his crops, and taking care of his animals. The farmer was well loved by everyone in the village for his generosity and willingness to help those in need. He had a big heart, always doing his best to make the world a better place. One cold winter's day, as the farmer was returning home from his work in the fields, he noticed something strange. As he walked along the path toward his house, he heard a faint rustling sound coming from the snow-covered ground. Curious, he bent down to see what it was and discovered a snake, shivering and barely alive. The poor creature had been trapped in the cold and was struggling to move. The farmer's heart went out to the snake, even though he knew that snakes were often dangerous and could bite if threatened. He carefully picked up the freezing snake and cradled it gently in his hands. "Oh, you poor thing," the farmer said softly. "You're freezing to death in this cold. I can't just leave you here like this." Without hesitation, the farmer took the snake into his warm home. He placed the reptile near the hearth, where the fire crackled and warmed the room. The snake, once stiff and cold, began to warm up slowly, its body starting to regain some life. The farmer made sure to keep the snake close to the fire, hoping that with time, the creature would recover from the bitter cold. As the hours passed, the snake slowly regained its strength. It slithered around the room, its body now warm and supple. The farmer smiled, pleased to see that the snake had come back to life. He was about to turn away and tend to his other chores when the snake suddenly coiled itself into a defensive position and hissed at the farmer. "What's this?" the farmer said, startled. "Why are you angry? I saved your life." The snake's eyes glinted coldly as it replied, "You were kind to me, farmer. You gave me warmth and saved me from certain death. But now that I am strong again, I must repay you for your kindness. I will bite you, and you will suffer for it." The farmer's heart sank. He had never expected such a cruel turn of events. He had taken the snake in with the best of intentions, only to be met with betrayal. But instead of responding in anger, the farmer took a deep breath and spoke calmly. "I saved you, not because I expected anything in return, but because it was the right thing to do," the farmer said. "I did not help you so you could repay me with harm. I helped you because I believe in doing what is kind and good, regardless of the outcome." The snake, stunned by the farmer's words, paused. It had expected to see fear or anger in the farmer's eyes, but instead, it saw only compassion and understanding. The snake's cold heart wavered for a moment as it considered what the farmer had said. "But I am a snake," the creature replied, "and it is in my nature to bite. I do not know how to repay kindness with kindness." The farmer, with a gentle smile, knelt down and looked the snake in the eyes. "That may be true," he said, "but I believe that everyone, even a snake, has the ability to choose how they act. It is not your nature that defines you, it is the choices you make." The snake hesitated for a long moment, its coils still and its cold eyes filled with uncertainty. Then, slowly, it uncoiled itself and slithered away from the farmer, who was still kneeling by the hearth. The snake did not bite him. Instead, it looked at the farmer one last time, as if considering what had just been said. "I may not know how to repay you properly," the snake said softly, "but I will not harm you. Perhaps there is more to me than I thought." The farmer stood up, smiling as the snake made its way to the door and out into the night. The warmth of the fire still lingered in the room, but the farmer's heart felt even warmer, knowing that he had done something good without expecting anything in return. From that day on, the farmer continued to live his life with kindness, helping others in need without ever thinking about the consequences. And as for the snake, it never forgot the farmer's words. While it may have been cold by nature, it learned that it could choose to be different, to act with kindness instead of cruelty. The farmer and the snake never crossed paths again, but the farmer's lesson lived on in the hearts of those who heard his story. That kindness is its own reward, and even the most dangerous creatures can change if shown the right way. The end. Moral of the story. The farmer and the snake teaches us that kindness and compassion should not depend on the actions of others. The farmer showed mercy and warmth, expecting nothing in return, and his actions remind us that sometimes, even those who seem undeserving can be touched by goodness. Additionally, the story highlights the idea that everyone has the power to change, regardless of their nature, and that kindness can often spark change in unexpected ways.